This is the instructional video for assignment 5.2 quotes. We have a list of famous and not so famous Canadian quotes on the quotes assignment, and as you can see they are shown in chronological order from the oldest one in 1450 from good old Dekanawade through to 1967 when French President Charles de Gaulle, who wasn't Canadian at all, said something in Quebec that got a lot of good press in some places and bad press elsewhere. Anyways, let's move that off to the side so we can keep an eye on it, and we'll look at the source file and see if we can move that or make that into the same type of a look. The first thing you'll notice about the source file is that the quotes are not in the same order. They're not in chronological order. So step number one is to move them into chronological order. And the easiest way to do that is to highlight and drag and drop. So we're looking for 1534. Here's the next. He's in the right place. 1775. You'll know from social studies that Richard Montgomery didn't do so well at that battle. He ended up dying, but they ended up winning, and that's why Canada became British. And 1904, this person you'll recognize from the $5 bill, Wilfrid Laurier. And 1957, good old Lester Pearson. He was actually a Prime Minister of Canada as well. So we're going to look at, now that I've got them in the right order, we're going to take a quick look at the Show Hide button to see that we've got some double paragraphs in some places that we're going to delete just to make sure everything's consistent. Okay. So when we look at these paragraphs here in the Canadian Quotes printout, you can see that this is a single paragraph. That, in fact, is a single hanging indent paragraph with the year as its label. There are different sizes of the text, and all of them are the same way, but they're all hanging indent paragraphs where they line up right at 6 inches on the ruler on the right side, and they're a 1-inch hanging indent paragraph. So, step number one, we're going to link up these paragraphs just by backspacing and putting a little space after the period. And even the last one, although it appears that it's linked, it's not. And now it is. And that'll make a difference when we change the formatting. So let's make these all into hanging indent paragraphs. We know that they go to 6 inches on the right, and they're a 1-inch hanging indent on the left. And they're all fully justified as well. And now it's a matter of putting in the labels. 1450 was our first one, and then we hit the tab key. The second one was in 1534, hit the tab key. The third one, 1775, hit the tab key. Oops, 1775. In 1904, 1957, and 1967. Now, the sizes that we're working with here, it says that the text is either 14 or 10 point. So we know that a lot of it's in 14 point, which is this. So I'm going to do this once. 14 point, and it's bold. And this part is in italics. And the rest of it will be in 10 point. So we'll highlight the rest of it. 10. So now that we have the two text sizes present, it should just be a matter of using our format painter to apply it to all the other paragraphs. So let's take that part. I'm going to double click, and I will highlight the quotes themselves. Now I'll drop the painter, go into the explanation section, double click to copy the format, and apply the format to the various locations. Oh, I'm going to undo that because I add that exclamation mark as well. There we go. And the last section of the years, I'll just use my Alt to select it, change it to 14 point, use my Alt to select it again, and make it all bold, Control B. And that's done. Oh, Canadian Quotes itself here has to be in 14 point, so let's get that in 14 point as well. That's bold and 14 point. There, that one's done. Good luck with yours.